blue corner, KENTRELL CLAIBORNE from Claiborne, Texas, 2-5, 1 knockout. He's 30 years old. He has lost 5 fights in a row, although the combined record of these opponents are 24-0. That's right, he's fought 5 undefeated opponents in a row. Make Kevin COBBS his 6th undefeated opponent in a row. Kevin here in the camouflage shorts with the yellow stripes. He is 3-0 with 1 knockout from Burlington, Vermont. 3 years younger than KENTRELL at 27 years old. A veteran of 14 amateur bouts. He was a 2009 heavyweight Vermont Golden Gloves champion and then turned pro only 3 fights ago. Had a really nice unanimous decision victory here in March at the Twin River Event Center against Ahmed Mickens. Came into that fight at 1-1, and he was really a tough opponent for COBBS. And COBBS looked the best he has all of his career there against Mickens. So we'll see if he continues improving here against KENTRELL CLAIBORNE, who, again, a veteran of 7 fights. So certainly he is a ring veteran here for Kevin COBBS. COBBS had a knockout victory in his pro debut back in April of 2011 against Nick Lavin, who at the time was 2-0. Big win there for COBBS. Then he had a majority decision in October, and of course the unanimous decision here in March. So COBBS certainly getting better with every fight, and we'll see how he progresses here against Claiborne. COBBS 3 inches taller and 1.5 pounds lighter than Claiborne. You see, trying to work his left hook and uppercut. COBBS hails from Burlington, Vermont, but trains down around this way with Libby Medeiros, trainer of Jason Schoolboy Pyers and many other great fighters from the area. COBBS looks content there, setting up his punches with his jabs, but gets caught with a nice left jab there by Claiborne. COBBS has to be careful in his second fight against Stephen Chadwick. Did get hit by a few punches, and at times looked like he was in a little trouble. He was able to survive with the majority decision. We'll see what kind of power Claiborne has. Only 1 knockout and 2 wins. Then again, COBBS only has 1 knockout and 3 wins. So neither fighter really big punches here, more volume than power. COBBS again in the camouflage trunks, red socks and yellow stripes. And you have KENTRELL CLAIBORNE in the black trunks. And COBBS comes back with a beautiful hook there after getting caught on the ropes. And now trying to regain control of the center of the ring here. Coming into the close of round number 1. COBBS trying to open things up here. Just stole around there with the last flurry. There were a few nice jabs, but Claiborne was on his heels there at the end of round number 1. There you see Coach Libby Medeiros talking to COBBS. Certainly you would tell him to keep using those jabs, and then you see Claiborne, and all the way from Texas, there in the blue corner. Yeah, you can't say enough about KENTRELL CLAIBORNE's professionalism. Started his career 2-0 and then fought 5 undefeated opponents in a row. He lost all 5 of them. They had a combined record of 24-0, so certainly Claiborne does not back down from any challenge. COBBS on the other hand, he won his pro debut against a 2-0 fighter, had a majority decision against a 1-1 fighter, and then had a unanimous decision against a 1-1 fighter. So both guys taking tough fights, and certainly this is one of the better tests for each fighter, as you see the start of round number 2 of a scheduled 4 between these 2 super middleweights. Interestingly enough, this fight taking place at Twin River here in Lincoln, Rhode Island, and you have one fighter from Texas, the other from Vermont. Claiborne's done a good job of staying in the center of the ring as COBBS continues to circle around him. You see COBBS again back up against the ropes. He did a pretty good job in the first round of reversing it and not having that be an advantage for the elder fighter of 3 years. continues to throw that left jab. It was able to set up the right hook for him in the first round. There you see a big right hand, overhand right on COBBS and sent him back into the corner. Looks to have recovered okay, but now again with his back up against the ropes as Claiborne goes in and ties up. See that jab for Claiborne really opens up that right hand. COBBS with his hands down by his waist. He's got to be careful he doesn't get hit by that right hand again. He's back with a nice left jab to the body, and again Claiborne continues to use that jab to set up his other punches.
Let her go, stop punching.
After this round, already in the books. Round number 2 was scheduled 4. And you wonder if either of these fighters are going to start tiring out a little bit. Claiborne looked a little sluggish right there as he missed. COBBS, the taller fighter of the two, hasn't been able to use his reach too much to his advantage so far. Although you see it right there, he's able to stick the jab and step up, and Claiborne missing big time. That jab for COBBS. Both fighters using their jabs pretty well. And COBBS bouncing off the ropes, and Claiborne was able to hit him with that left jab. And now Claiborne may have had a little opening there to continue that combo, and instead went in and tied up. Seconds to go here in the second round. Claiborne getting COBBS up against the ropes again. Final seconds here of round number 2. We are halfway through this fight of a scheduled 4 rounds. Pretty good round there for Claiborne as he was able to take the reach advantage away from COBBS by putting him up against the ropes. Hit him with a nice overhand right. COBBS did a good job as well using that jab to create a little distance towards the end of that round once he got hit with that right. Coming up tonight, Joey the KO Kid Spina, Vladi Biasi in the main event. He is appropriately titled Up for Grabs by Jimmy Birchfield's Classic Entertainment and Sports. Seven 4-rounders on the slate tonight, followed by 2 6s and an 8-rounder. Start of round number 3, again of a scheduled 4. This round half over between Kevin COBBS, nicknamed the Vermont Bully, and Crazy Uncle. KENTRELL CLAIBORNE just got hit by a monster hook there by COBBS, and you can see he's coming out firing. Both fighters coming out firing. Again, COBBS up against the ropes. They feel comfortable there, as that's where he was the first 2 rounds, and neither fighter backing down. Gotta wonder if they both went back to the corner and their trainer said, "You gotta pick this up. Go for the big punch here," as they both came out swinging, and Claiborne still swinging. Each fighter with 1 knockout to their record. COBBS again in the camouflage shorts. Claiborne in the black trunks. COBBS using that jab again. As you can see now, he's trying to set that jab up and move away. Claiborne's been coming back nicely. Now getting into it here for COBBS. They're trying to fuel him on here in the final minute and 30 seconds of the 3rd round. And a big overhand right there by COBBS. Now the fans really getting into it. You see Claiborne looks a little wobbly there. COBBS hit it with a monster right And now Claiborne leaning into all of his punches. Cobbs keep hitting with that uppercut. If he connects, this could be his second knockout of his career. Still a minute to go. See if Cobbs can pace himself. Continues to look for that uppercut. I really think that's the punch that's going to be most advantageous for the Vermont Bully in this fight. Claiborne's done a good job of taking the reach away from him. He's going to have to get in tight with that uppercut. Come back with that overhand right. And you see Cobbs trying to work on it here. Claiborne covering up, and Cobbs missing on a pair of uppercuts, and caught him with a right hand there. Claiborne, a very tough competitor. 5 losses, they've all been to undefeated fighters, no shame in that. This is 6 undefeated fighters in a row. You see him battling back. They hit Cobbs with a left there. 26 seconds to go in round number 3. Both fighters came out swinging in this round, and Cobbs is going to go out swinging. Claiborne's going to go out swinging. Final seconds here of round number 3. Good round there by both fighters. That first 20 seconds of that round, there was a lot of action. Both fighters swinging from the hips, going for the big blow, and then you see Cobbs trying to finish strong. But Claiborne, very tough competitor here for Kevin Cobbs. Kentrell coming all the way from Claiborne, Texas, 2-5, 1 knockout, 30 years old. Kevin Cobbs, the Vermont Bully, 3-0, 1 knockout from Burlington, Vermont. He's 27 years old. Cobbs in the corner with Libby. Claiborne over in his corner. Both fighters see if they come out like they did in round number 3. That sure was exciting. It's the final round of a scheduled 4. And a good round here by either fighter could be the difference. Yeah, it's always tough when you leave it up to the judges. Cobbs laying in back-to-back jabs there, right through the midst of Claiborne. Kentrell, a very game opponent here for Cobbs. And now Cobbs really landing with just about every jab that he's throwing. See if he uses it to set up another punch in the 3rd round. It was the uppercut he was trying to set up, and see if he comes back, and there you see the right uppercut followed by the right overhand. Claiborne not backing down. He's going to go out. He's going to go out swinging here. Cobbs has done a great job this round of staying off the ropes. Know that Claiborne wants to put him there and make Cobbs swing his way out. Take away that reach advantage for Cobbs. 3 inches taller. And certainly a longer reach. Yeah, the corner there for Cobbs saying, "Let's go, Kevin, let's go." He certainly wanted to pick up the pace here, back to where it was in round number 3. And right there, he ducked right into a punch as he was throwing a hook to the body. Claiborne's able to come right back with a right hook. Cobbs missing there, and Claiborne missing. Both of them through each other in the opposite direction. 1 minute to go here in the final round of a scheduled 4. Claiborne's corner saying punch up the middle. No more hooks or uppercuts, just go right at him. They may think that they need the knockout here to be able to take this victory back to Texas. Now you see Claiborne in the corner with 30 seconds to go here. It was corner telling him 30 seconds, pick it up. Make sure you win this round. COBBS comes back with a right hand. 10 seconds to go here in the fourth and final round between Kevin, the Vermont bully COBBS, and KENTRELL CLAIBORNE, a very tough opponent, very game opponent here for Kevin COBBS. He came all the way from Texas to fight the undefeated fighter, his 6th undefeated opponent in a row. And he did not back down the entire fight, came out swinging in all 4 rounds. And although COBBS may take this victory, CLAIBORNE certainly has nothing to hang his head on. COBBS, 3 years younger, 3 inches taller. Great night of boxing brought to you by Jimmy Birchfield's Classic Entertainment and Sports and matchmaker Rich Capiello. Does a great job of bringing in out-of-town opponents, and he doesn't bring him in here just to be opponents. He brings him in here for a fight, and that's what he got out of KENTRELL CLAIBORNE for sure. He was very game here against Kevin COBBS. We look forward to seeing that all night here at the Twin River Casino for the second installment of the 2012 Twin River Casino Thursday Night Fight Series, again brought to you by CES Boxing. You see bringing on some Bill Carpenter trying to read through the decision here. Well, the commission finalizes it. For Kevin COBBS, it will be his 3rd decision in a row. He won his last 2. We'll see if he wins this one. He had a knockout in his pro debut, and then went majority decision, unanimous decision, and this as well will be a decision. We'll just see whether he's on the winning side or not. KENTRELL CLAIBORNE, both of his wins came back in 2009. He had a knockout win and a split decision win. Raising his hands here in the center of the ring. Shows appreciation to the Providence crowd. His promoter Jimmy Birchfield pats him on the back. And Kevin COBBS over in the corner. Oh, thank you for a great fight. And put on a good show there for the fans. And we're ready for the decision here at the Twin River Event Center.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 4 rounds of boxing, we go to the judges' scorecards for your official decision. All 3 judges, Ed Scungio, Glenn Feldman, and Dr. Sam Martino, score the bout identically, 39-37, for your winner by unanimous decision, and still undefeated, Kevin COBBS.